The show you're about to listen to is pulled from our Nerd Radio, our National NerdNet Radio Direct, streamed every Sunday at 11 a.m. Central Time for 4 hours. Please enjoy. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Button Mashin. I'm one of your hosts, Nick. Here with me today is...
Is it me or Nate?
It's one of us.
Nate.
Yeah, it's Nate. Hi.
It's Kevin. Hi. Nate, we got to figure out a system. Look, we'll go Nick, Nate, Kevin. We'll just do it that way.
There you go. Alphabetical.
There you
That works.
That's not alphabetical.
It's reverse alphabetical. Get used to it.
Okay, I like that.
It's reverse alphabetical. Get the fuck out of here.
So if we're drunk, that's how we do it.
God, okay.
So hi everybody, how's it going? First time we've had all three of us together. I swear it up and down that you guys conspired behind my backs to never have both of you here at the same time. So you finally let me have a fucking win.
He's catching on.
Right? Anyways,
Figure it out.
so yeah, this is the show where we talk about games and we mash them buttons. Look, I got some buttons here.
Mash them
on
butts.
a remote. There we go.
Mash them behinds.
Or I could just do my little... Ready?
That works too.
All right.
Are we mashing?
And that's it. That's it. No, we're done. You were too late.
I was late.
All right, so what are you guys playing lately? What are you guys up to? Nate, let's start with you.
Well, I think you know when you have that scenario of you're a senior in high school,
You know that
and
feeling
you just
inside
have
your
that
pants?
senioritis where you can't commit to anything, and you're just like, man, I'm just kind of waiting until that period. That's where I'm at right now. Like that's
Yeah.
at an all-time high because I am literally cycling between Ghost of Tsushima, Doom Eternal, and Assassin's Creed Revelations of all games.
So I gotta ask you, have you tried out like the Tsushima Legends? Have you tried that out yet?
I have not,
Oh,
and
darn
that's
it.
because I am...
You have no friends.
That, but also because, like I want to gear up my character a little bit more.
That's light code for you're a noob.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, so I am. If you've been following, I'm to the point where I think I'm still in the. I mean, I've put a lot of time into it. It's kind of hard to tell because it's like it gives me the end goal. Like I have to do this, but I'm pretty sure I have to play way past that. So
Okay.
we're really not sure.
Okay.
But so it's still great, and I'm having fun with it, and I'm learning more about it. It's kind of been a slow burn.
Yeah. So then that Doom Eternal, did you get the DLC for it?
No, I haven't got the DLC for it.
Oh, okay.
But and I don't remember if I talked about this last. I discovered that I can put this game on baby mode and not worry about missing any trophies because everything is just collectible, and so that has been an absolute fucking joy. And it's weird because there are moments where I'm like, I could clearly tell if I was on the next difficulty, I would get fucking creamed and throwing my controller, but it's only mildly annoying right now. But it's one of those. The story is actually genuinely good.
Yeah.
Where I'm at, which I'm pretty sure is like this, if not the last mission, the second to last. The way that they play around with the original Doom lore, and I'm like kind of shocked because it's like it's an actual genuine, and it makes me want to play the DLC. But I'm close to finishing that. I just I hit a wall with it too, where it became like a collect, and I was like, and so that's where I came to Assassin's Creed, which I find very funny.
You went to the ass cream?
I went to the ass cream. So I've been kind of picking at this game off and on because I realized that I didn't 100% Brotherhood like I did Assassin's Creed 2, and so I would use that as my like if it's slow at work game. I would just go and get through like all the collectibles and stuff like that.
Right.
And then I realized I never finished. I had a plan. I was going to go through the Ezio trilogy and then go through Assassin's Creed 3 because I never played the remaster. And God, Assassin's Creed Revelations is still really fucking good. It suffers a lot from being exposed to how Assassin's Creed plays now in Odyssey and how
It's exposed. Sorry.
it's literally so fluid, and climbing is, and so it does feel a little bit archaic, but the story is really good. I forget how good the story is, and
So
it just feels good to play.
So the last Assassin's Creed I played was Syndicate. Okay. And
That's the brother and sister one, right?
Yeah. Coming from the Black Flag series, right? Black Flag, in my opinion, was like revolutionary for what Assassin's Creed was.
Right.
Shit. And going into Syndicate, I felt severely disappointed. I felt the story was still good. It was very convoluted, but I enjoyed all the DLC, like, you know, the Penny Chronicle type things. I enjoyed all of that. So going after Jekyll and Hyde was a lot of fun, and all that stuff was a lot of fun. I didn't play any more coming out of it because I was so disappointed by what they had released. Should I have at least given them a shot?
Oh, okay. So this is hard. So this is Assassin's Creed.
You're gonna make him get into this. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. I need to know.
So Assassin's Creed is another one of those franchises that I fucking adore, and it's one of my favorites. It's hard. It's honestly hard because I'm with you. Assassin's Creed 3 finished. Nick, shut the fuck up. You're distracting me.
Yeah, I know, right?
Assassin's Creed 3 I finished, and while I enjoyed it, I enjoyed what they did with the story. It kind of felt like, dude, that was for nothing. Like it was like I've gone through all these games, and so when it goes into Black Flag, not only is the gameplay like in the Animus really fun and sailing, but even the like modern day stuff I thought was really cool. How they like still tied it in, and it still felt fresh. And so that was a great one. I go into Unity, which I don't know how to feel about anymore because
it's a trash fire.
That's understandable. I kind of in the same boat with that.
And I didn't. That's why I didn't play Syndicate. I played so much of Unity and got so burned out by Unity's brokenness that when I jumped into Syndicate, I was like, I've just played 80 hours of this. I can't do it.
Yep.
And that's one I've never really tried, but I can say that at least Origins is worth playing. Odyssey, I think, is a way better version of Origins because they refined a lot of things, and I think I like the story better because it's all Greek mythology. The problem being is Odyssey is so fucking big, and there's so much to do, and it's so overwhelming. Like I if it gives you anything, I over the course of 3 months tried to pick up the game twice. And did the exact same thing each time. I turned it on, was in some random part of the map, was like, okay, what quest am I doing? Opened up my quest log. I had 12 miscellaneous quests, 3 main quests, and 2 something else. And I was like, I don't know what to do, so I'm going to shut this off and find something else. And it's so overwhelming. So I would say probably go clean. If you want to pick up the Assassin's Creed, the Ezio collection, it is fun and it does look better. But Valhalla looks like it's gonna be.
See, Valhalla is what has gotten me interested in Assassin's Creed again. This one is the first one because I mean Odyssey and Origins looked good, both of them, because I'm into Greek mythology and I really love the Egyptian times, and I just think that that's a really cool dive. I don't know. I found other things.
They're different games.
Money. Yeah, I found
they're different Assassin's Creed. When they changed it to the RPG, I had a stroke there for a second. The RPG of it. It really but they specifically, when they were talking about Valhalla, was like, hey, it's not as big as Odyssey. Like we lowered that. So I think this is going to be a good happy medium between.
So I'm looking forward to Valhalla. I am looking forward to that.
I got a question though. Okay, sure. We got some Watch Dogs Legions reviews coming out. It's actually looking not too bad. So right now, you had a choice between Watch Dogs Legions or Valhalla. You only have enough money for one. Which one are you going to get, Kevin?
Valhalla.
Yeah? Okay. Yep. Why?
I'm not a big Watch Dogs fan.
You want to go rape and pillage? So there's something wrong with your warped version of the past.
I really like. So I guess when it comes to history, I enjoy historical piece games, and by that they can still be fictional and far fetched and whatever,
Yeah.
and I can still enjoy them, which I think is why we're going to be getting into a segment here soon. The cyberpunk, I'm excited about that, but mostly I enjoy games that have historical lore.
Okay.
In that aspect, you have like For Honor. I really like that because
For
it was a
Honor.
lot of like, you know, there was a lot of timepiece references in there, and I really like that. I enjoy all kinds of things like that. So stepping into a world that is historically accurate for me feels good.
Okay.
Red Dead Redemption, though it's got its flaws, when you play the storyline, a lot of historians are like, wow, this feels, other than being a video game, it's pretty
Right.
accurate. And you have different aspects of things like that that I think are fun. I like history. So the Viking history to me is honestly amazing. If you ever get a chance to actually watch the history version of the Vikings, there's all kinds of Viking shows, and I suggest watching almost all of them because they all have good references to the timepiece. But the History Channel one is super good, super accurate. My favorite thing about the Vikings is I want to see if they incorporate the Berserker, right? And that's where I think it had an actual different term, but Vikings used to go into the woods, find mushrooms, and then at night would have these mushroom parties, and then the next day they'd be all high on mushrooms and they would go into battle that way. Which is why, the Englishmen and the French would be like, you can't kill a Viking. They don't go down. It's because they were freaking doped up.
Yeah.
But it's a cool aspect to that was their idea of warfare. They believed that these mushrooms came from a god and that god gave them the power, which is, a detriment, to how their class was in a way. They lived off of fish and potatoes. These guys were freaking they were huge people. So just the idea of that is what has me peaked towards Valhalla over Watchdog Legions.
So then, Nate.
I think I'm going to have to say Valhalla as well. And that has a lot to do with the current coverage I've seen on Legion. And I'm going to give it some time. I'm going to wait until the game actually comes out because I think a lot of people are having similar issues with the game just being super buggy, and that's their biggest issues. But
isn't the game about glitching?
It is, but I'm also skeptical because I've been really wanting to play Watch Dogs 2 again. I've been craving that style of gameplay.
Yeah,
I haven't wanted to because I was like, oh, Legion's coming out, and Legion again. Pretty much all the games that are coming out this year, I'm saving for next gen.
True.
Legion, I'm not going to play until next for obvious reasons. But from what I've heard, of some things, like some of the critiques of it, it's like, is that what I'm looking for right now? I loved Watch Dogs 2 because it was so good it was like a great game to adore. I could get lost in this world in San Francisco, and this was the first time in a while I got really lost in that character I was playing. And
I'll have to give it another shot. I got it for free on the Epic Store not long ago.
That's true, right?
I haven't played it, so I'll have to try it out.
It's definitely good.
I'll probably do a 20 minutes to try it. I'll probably do a 20 to try it on Watch Dogs 2.
Yeah.
See how that goes.
Me personally, I'm actually going to go towards Legion, and that's not just to be, contrary to you guys, but actually it's the reviews have actually convinced me, because I know that they're talking about bugs or whatever, but even the bugs they're talking about, I feel like could be patched in with the day one thing. They're playing a pre-day one version of this. So a really good example is like Days Gone.
Yeah.
Same thing. Tons of people complained about all the bugs and how it was just a completely broken game, and then it came out and the day one patch fixed everything. At least in my opinion, because I played it on day one and it seemed fine to me. And it was literally like one of those moments where where are all the bugs you're talking about? And there was tons of people that wrote in afterwards to a lot of people. I checked out the comments and everything, and same thing. A lot of people were commenting, I really feel like the day one patch fixed it because I'm not seeing any of the bugs that you're showing us, essentially.
And that's why I was saying I want to give it some time. Like I listened to the kind of funny, the review so far of Legion. Yeah. And one of the things that they had said was Greg talked about getting into the car and putting it on the radio station that was talk radio. And he was like, I went for about a minute and a half. They were having a funny conversation. I got out of the car. I could still hear it playing. I got back in the car. The audio file started over from the beginning. And he was like, okay. And then he did that 2 more times, and it did it the same each time.
Right.
I'm in that space where we're right in the middle of these 2 next gens, and it's like anything that is not what they're promising us is like, I don't want to deal with.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like that kind of shit. It's like, I'm hoping that gets fixed, because that sounds like some bullshit. Like, it's kind of with Ghost of Tsushima. The reason why I love it so much, this game was built for next gen. I mean, load times are almost non-existent. Like, even starting the game, and it's not even on a SSD.
Right.
When I go and play another game where it's such a long, like it's an older game, I'm like, oh man, why am I playing this? Because
it's wasting my time.
Yeah. So
yeah, I don't know. Me personally, I'm actually looking forward to it more now. Somehow, even after its reviews, because I mean, even the reviews themselves are like 7 and 8, so it's still like a good. And I mean, the main thing is that like I think I'm really getting sold on that, kind of Nemesis system, but in London or something. I'm kind of getting more sold, or I'm getting more and more sold on that, And I think we had a conversation. It wasn't last button mashing, maybe a couple button mashings ago. Well, I was talking about how like it'll be interesting playing as new characters, because like in GTA, for instance, I played a different way depending on what character I played in the story.
Yeah.
So like obviously if I was Trevor, I would play him like a freaking psycho. Yeah. If I was Michael, I would play him like I was a dad who used to be a mob dude, and if I was Franklin, I'd play him like, like God, I lived in the ghetto, I guess. That sounded so much better in my head.
No, I get where you're coming from, but like with me, with Franklin, I made my Franklin white as fuck. Like he was like Hollywood Hills, like fucking manicured beard.
So what I did with mine was he was obviously living in the ghetto, but I tried to make him have the turnaround story. Like I wouldn't rob cars, I would do the tow truck missions. I tried to play him as he was trying to get out of that lifestyle, because that's kind of the way they pitched his story.
True, very true.
So mine did become that Hollywood Hills style, but he had that ghetto sway.
Yeah.
I had all the pimped out cars for him. Like I enjoyed him a lot. Now,
go ahead.
Oh, Trevor, he was always in his underwear.
Right.
Always.
Right?
Anytime you would go to him, that's what I liked about Trevor, is when you would go to his cutscenes, man, like every time he switched to his character, he was doing something weird.
Yeah.
Whether it was chasing somebody through a canal, peeing in a toilet.
Right.
And that's something that I think makes games that I feel like we forget a lot of the time. And that's why, and I think that's one of my biggest concerns about Legions, apart from the bugs, is the fact that there is no central protagonist. It's pretty much like which
I get that.
Because that's, I think, what I loved so much about Watch Dogs 2 is, and I granted did take advice from Greg on this, but I think it actually helped. He was like, okay, Marcus is a hacker, the character from Watch Dogs 2. He's not really violent, so I'm not going to play him violent. And I did that same thing, and it made me think differently about the way I play the game. But I got so immersed in it, because it's like, there's one part in Watch Dogs 2 where, like, I have an understandable reason to be emotionally violent and start killing people, and I did. And it was like...
Interesting.
That level of immersion, I've only gotten stuff like Red Dead or Skyrim. There's only... GTA is another one, too, because, we live through these avatars. So I'm hoping that will work out, because it is a pretty much blank canvas. You're recruiting so many different people.
True.
We'll just see. We'll see how it goes, honestly.
Yeah.
We certainly will see. Certainly.
We'll agree.
Well.
Yeah, I don't...
Anyhow, so let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about what we've been playing here. And we're back. Hello, thank you so much for sticking in there with us for button mashing. All right, up next.
I've got to put it in somewhere.
Goodness gracious.
What I like is how Nate's what have you been playing turned into like an hour conversation about...
I know, he made it all about himself or whatever.
Way to go, Nate.
You're the one who asked about Assassin's Creed. It's not my fault.
That's true.
You fucking
That is
teed me up
true.
for it.
It's cause and causation. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know.
Kevin,
Yeah.
it's your turn for an hour-long conversation. I grabbed some ice cream, so I actually have something to do while you guys are yammering on like a bunch of schoolgirls.
So yeah, I mean, first off, Call of Duty, Modern
Yep.
Warfare, just because I like the spooky, scary
Halloween.
stuff.
This is Halloween.
I also got back into Ark. Like I keep diving back in there. They have ghost creatures now, so around the map is a ghost, owl or otter or mantis or bulb dog.
Do you have to get like an ecto capture device or something?
No, you don't have to get an ecto.
damn
You
it.
just have to eat them. You eat them and you get a skin for that animal. So if you have that animal at your house, you can have the ghost version of it. I have a ghost T-Rex. I have ghost wolves. I have ghost bulldogs. I have a ghost owl, a ghost mantis. So just fun little things on there that I'm enjoying.
Cool.
That's an easy one. And then I would have to say the other thing that I've played or been playing. My brain just totally had a massive mental stroke. I forgot the name of the game. I forgot the name of the game. No Man's Sky. Thank you. Jeez, Louise. Mama Peas. No Man's Sky. I got back into No Man's Sky just because I've seen recently they've had 2 pretty decent size updates. And I'm like, let's take a look and dive back into the world, or should I say universe of No Man's Sky. And the game's running smoother. There are some small glitches here and there that I'm not appreciating. The one thing that they haven't done right so far is something with the building, man. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I'll tell you what, I'll come back to my house and there's like ground all in my house. I'm like, I leveled all that. So it's not, that type of stuff isn't sticking. So it's becoming an issue in that aspect. So I've quit making bases on planets unless I have to, unless I do it for a mission. So I have a list of bases that are made for missions that I'm probably just going to go back through and delete.
Yeah.
I use my freighter. I use my big ass ship as my space base. You can do everything inside that base that you can do on the ground except for feeding and harvesting fauna. When you have a base on the planets, then you can collect animals and do shit like that. But if you're in space, you can't. So it is what it is. You kind of take it with what it is.
It is what it is.
I've been playing that again too myself. The main thing that got back to, I'm trying to find new planets basically. I got on a couple of times, and honestly, like I haven't been able to do that much because it was pretty much like getting back into the swing of it, and then like Zoe-Ann or Maddie would be needy or something, so I haven't gotten super into it. But like I'm excited to find my first like big ass like dune worm or something.
I haven't found that yet.
I can't wait to find that.
So I haven't found those. The derelict freighters, I've done a few of the derelict freighters, and they're all the same.
Yeah.
Layout's different on each one.
Yeah, because it's like procedurally generated, right?
Yeah, the layout can be different, but creatures are the same. It's go here, 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 collect, 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 collect. I mean, it's literally just a loot trove to get a bunch of loot. For some things you use, most of it you don't. It's just a loot trove. That's all it is. I find my most fun, I'm not even kidding, my most fun in the game is being on my freighter and then having all my little frigates around my freighter. I have like 20 frigates, and I send them out on missions. And then I watch their progression log, and some of the things they get into is pretty funny. There's some funny stuff that happens. I get into that portion of it, and I get into I like space battles. I kind of wish the space battles were a little bit bigger. I think that would make it a little bit better. But the space battles on No Man's Sky is pretty fun.
Yeah, I do feel like they've kind of fine-tuned it enough to make it viable. I definitely feel like in the first, because I played it when it very first came out, and how you had to, if your shields were getting low, for instance, how you had to, fumble with the menu to then recharge your shield or whatever. Now with, the quick menu or whatever,
Yeah.
It's so much easier, and so therefore it takes so much less time to do it, and so now space battles are just more viable. I feel
Yep.
like getting into a space battle, I'm not wondering if I'm going to survive. I'm wondering how much fun it's going to be.
Yeah. Am I going to get 2 enemies or am I going to get 5?
Yeah.
Please give me 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I completely agree. I do like that I'm starting to find galaxies that have broken down space stations. Those are really, really cool. The space station itself is super creepy. There's nothing in there. There's, space growth everywhere. That's what I call it, space growth.
Yeah,
So,
it's pretty fucking gross. Space growth. Hey, everyone, look at my space growth.
I
hear what
took a
happened
pill
to
to make it
Kevin? No,
bigger.
what happened? He got space growth. Is it contagious? Very. No, but No Man's Sky, I feel it's one of those games that, first off, I feel that the story could have been longer. That's like item number one. I
Yeah.
want more story. Now I'm just doing missions. Go here and kill these animals and collect larval cores, or go here and look at these animals. Like, I don't want. That's fun, fine, but I want more. The dialogue in that game was really, really good. I would tune out of a party and turn the volume up to the game and then just do the quest and then read those quests.
Yeah.
And I'm like Nick, to where I read things in character most of the time, so they were a bit more melodramatic and calm
Right.
of this tone. So I read the game and I read it out loud, and I enjoyed the world that I was being pushed through. I enjoyed the story of being a traveler, not knowing what's going on in the universe, and then finally making it to the Atlas, and then discovering that, well, the Atlas created the universe in a way, but yet
Okay,
it didn't create
spoilers.
the universe. Oh, sorry. Well, the game's been out long enough. What have you been doing? So, it's one of those games where, like, and trust me, there's so much more to that story, Nick. That's not even the pinnacle
it's
of.
Fine. It's fine. Go on.
I'm dead serious. I'm not actually lying to you. That's not even the pinnacle of the story. I didn't give away the biggest part of the story. But it pushes you through this whole motion, and being able to find your ship and upgrade your ship and finding out what sells for higher prices. It's its own market in its way. There's so much that you can get lost in. Are you a space battle guy? Are you an explorer of worlds? Are you somebody who just goes harvest resources and then sells them to have the most units? Like, what gears you is available in the game?
Yeah. Definitely.
Nick,
So
what
then-
have you been playing?
Actually, I was going to transition because you said you played a little bit of Bless Unleashed.
Yeah, I did play a
What
little
do you
bit
think
of
about that?
So that was also going to be on my list of games that I've been playing. So
Is your
so
kiss
far,
on that as well?
huh?
Is your kiss on that as well?
My kiss is never on your list.
God damn it!
Nope, I removed it.
I
from
told
the
you
list.
to
I
put it
used
on there.
Whiteout.
Okay.
No, I used
You know
whiteout.
what? You know what?
I used whiteout.
I will unwhite out it. I'll black it out.
So you'll redact it.
I will dact it. Yeah.
Okay. So play style is easy. Like, you look at, okay, so Genshin Impact, right?
Yeah.
Like, getting into that game, the controls were a little fumbly at first. I'm like, well, this is freaking different. Getting into Bless Unleashed is a little more fluid. It's a little more cohesive. It's a little easier to kind of manage. Clearly two separate storylines, these two games. I'm just comparing controls in the aspect. I get a lot of Black Canvas vibe off of Bless Unleashed.
What's
Black Canvas? Is it Black Canvas, or
Are you talking about black
Desert?
Salamon or something? Black Desert something?
Black Desert? Yes, I think that's it.
Yeah.
So I'm getting a very vibey of that, and it's not bad, but the play style's fun. The monsters are cool. You feel like you wreck face when you're in the game and you're just killing monsters. And the character creation, oh my gosh, like how much you can customize your character is kind of cool. There's a lot to that. Now, I haven't gotten into I guess you would say, the grind of it. I'm just out of the trainer missions.
Right.
But so far, I don't mind the game at all. It's in a way a hack and slash RPG.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What are your thoughts there,
What are my thoughts?
Nicholas? Sir Nicholas?
So far, I'm genuinely trying to give this game a shot, but for me, it's so freaking boring. Now, I'm kind of the same thing. I haven't gotten that far, so that's why I'm genuinely trying to give it to at least level 10, maybe 15.
What level are you on?
4. So, I'm trying to give myself some time. But it's just hard. So the first time I played it, I went to the second city that you can go to or whatever. So that's how far I made it. And then the second time I played it, I basically went through all the characters and did that first little segment just to see how they fought or whatever. My main issue is the combat and how it just, I don't feel like my actions and what's happening on the screen are one and the same. Because, the only way I can describe it is because, I'll press a button and the person will swing 2 times. And then I'll press it again and they'll swing 3 times. And then I'll press it again and they'll do this really weird, anime-inspired, slippity flippity dash.
Super punch.
And so what I'm pressing and what's happening on screen, just, I don't feel like, not only that, but when you press it, there's a half-second delay before it actually happens on screen. And so for me, it really detaches me from what's going on. And so I personally don't prefer it. I know that something for instance, a WoW, that, you're click, 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 click. Okay, now click on this person to attack. Okay, do this, cooldown, do this, cooldown. So I know that, MMOs in general are very much like this. And maybe I'm just not into MMOs because it's just it's... And a really good... You brought up a really good point in Genshin. With Genshin, it's fun. It was definitely a little bit to learn at first because you're okay, so... Yep. Water and lightning go together. Okay, so let me equip these 2 people. Oh, fire and, this go together. Yep. Let me equip those 2 people so I can do combos and stuff. Yep. That was very convoluted, and it took a little bit to get used to. But the overall gameplay was really fun. And the world was gorgeous, and exploring it was so much fun. I get to this one, and... it just looks so muddy. Granted, I'm on a regular PlayStation, not a PlayStation Pro, so it's that could have...
I will agree with you that it does look muddy, and this is why I say it's Black Desert vibe. It's it doesn't have the prettiest scenery in the world. Yeah. The characters look better than the world itself.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah.
Now, you were talking about how, the controls aren't, there's that delay. So the way I saw it, and this is kind of why I said the controls were easy to get behind, is because you got to think about your character size and how they use their weapons. I didn't think that was a thing until I played as other characters. Certain characters have a better response time. True. Not all characters.
True.
Playing as my little dude, whenever I go to swing and I tap that button, if you watch your character, they actually do a wind up first.
True.
So there's a wind up that they have to go through, and it's okay, that's where my delay's at. It's the delays and the animation of the character. That's something that can be improved. I think that will be improved over time because I think enough people will complain about that. But the one thing I did notice, I do think that you're right that the delay is maybe too long, but I do like the fact that there's reference to weight of my character, my weapon, what motion I'm going through. Certain moves that I do are just boom, 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 instantaneous.
Yeah.
So
the main issue with that is that I'm really into certain games like Bloodborne, Dark Souls, and with those, same thing. The animation sometimes can take an hour just to swing this giant ass axe. So I don't think it's that. There is just something about it that feels detached, and I think it is, like I said, if I press one button, 3 things happen. Like
Yeah,
that
okay.
really throws me off, just because it's like, if 3 things are happening, I want it to be because I'm like, I'm button mashing. That's what the show is called. It's like, I want a button mash. And instead it's like R1, R1, R2, circle. And it's like, you're right about the flow. I'll give you that. I'll definitely give you the flow. The flow is very like boom, boom. And you're hitting it in sync, and it's almost like a Beat Saber game. It's like boom,
Yeah.
boom, so like,
Yep.
I get what you mean there, but at the same time, it's just like, it seems so blah. And it's been a very long time since I played like I guess I can't say proper MMO, but it's been a long time since I played an MMO. For instance, DC Universe Online. In the open world, when you're not in a dungeon or something, in the open world, when you go up to a random block, there'll be a bunch of enemies. And those enemies will just keep spawning and just keep spawning, because there's a mission that you're supposed to go there and kill this many enemies, pick up these many items that drop from this particular type of enemy, go over here and deactivate this thing. And so they constantly respawn, because that's how they have to make it, because they have to assume that at any point somebody could come up and want to do this mission. If it takes 30 minutes for them to respawn, or if it takes 5 minutes for them to respawn, then people are going to get bored and try to move on. So it's like, I get why it's that way, but I honestly think that shared world gaming has kind of spoiled me, and there's way more immediacy in a shared world game like a Genshin Impact, or like a Destiny, or a Division 2 or something.
Right.
There's way more immediacy. I can still group up with somebody in this big like public event or whatever, but then when I go away from them, after I get outside their radius or whatever you want to call it, I'm back in my own little instance, and everything's just poppy. It's going now. And I don't know. I think that's one of the biggest things, is that, these shared worlds have kind of ruined MMOs. Now, Nate, have you really played MMOs, or are you into MMOs or anything like that?
Not a big MMO guy. Really not. It's not something I ever really have grown up with. Like, didn't really play WoW back in the day.
Yeah.
I didn't play
I
WoW
think
either.
the most extensive I had probably would be Destiny, just because I did put a good amount of hours into Destiny. But like all MMO-like games are more my kind of thing, I guess.
Yeah.
If you were to but I can definitely understand the sentiment and that you're saying as far as shared world spoiling, MMO, because in some games, the MMO nature of it almost feels archaic in a lot of ways, because we've all gotten accustomed to drop in, drop out instances.
Yep.
And
I
just
think
kind of the nature where it's going in a lot of ways.
Yeah. And I mean, even something like Elder Scrolls Online, so ESO, even Elder Scrolls Online, they did similar stuff where it's like, okay, you go to this area and people will keep respawning.
Yep.
But I don't know, it felt different. The number one thing about Bless Unleashed so far that I can't seem to get past is it seems way too much like a game.
Yeah.
And rather than a world that I get to explore. And that right there, I don't like gamey games. If there's a gamey game, I like it to be something like Fallout, where it's just, hey, let's go have fun and push each other around or something like that. But when you give me this like ultra serious MMO where you're supposed to grind hour and hour, I don't want a gamey game. And that, unfortunately, that's what it seems like so far. Like, I went up to this one, it's right outside your first area, and it's this giant-ass wolf, and I see a bunch of people fighting. I'm like, oh, I'm going to go help out. And I go and help out, and it was great. And I was like, that was cool. It's like, oh, it dropped me this green thing. Sweet, I got some thing. And, like, literally 3 seconds later, it spawns another one. I'm like, oh, okay. It's like my excitement for it immediately drained, because I'm just like, oh, that wasn't something special. That's just what spawns here every 30 seconds. Like,
that makes sense. You said that the open world and multiplayer aspect is ruining MMOs. I completely agree. One of my biggest references to that is Star Wars, the Old Republic.
oh yeah.
So Knights of the Old Republic and Knights of the Old Republic 2 were two RPG games that I probably sunk more time into on the Xbox and I think early Xbox 360 than I did almost on anything else. The RPG aspect of being a Jedi Knight or Jedi Counselor, or perhaps you made a couple different decisions with your crew and you became a Sith. Like the fact that you could have a team of, a robot, a human, a scavenger, or another, you could customize and tailor the people that were with you to play as other players. And the AI on that game actually worked for the most part, right? And that was fun. But then you get into Star Wars The Old Republic, and not that it's not fun and it's not that it's not colorful and still a good game. It very much is.
Yeah, definitely.
But I feel that it took away so much from the detailed story that I received in Knights of the Old Republic.
True.
And I don't feel as immersed as the Jedi as I did in those older games. And Nate said that it makes it archaic. I do agree that it does make it archaic, because here you have two RPGs that are good and they're detailed, and then you get to this and it still has its own detail by right, but it's not the same detail that I loved and wanted to play.
Yeah.
So
I'll bring up a more recent game. I hate to say it because me and you really like it, but I'll even say like Avengers. Avengers, its single player story is absolutely great. When you get into the side objectives where you literally go in, you kill a bunch of enemies and then get right out, those seem so gamey and I don't like it. Yeah. And it seems like, now that might not be a good one because it's not an MMO, but it's kind of like that.
I think it's an MMO in its own right. I think it is, because
like Nate was saying, it's an MMO light.
Yeah, and it's heavy on the RPG because of your gear customizations and shit like that. So I think that there's enough of a comparison there.
Yeah. But yeah, DC Universe Online's a big one. Another one would be Skyforge. That one I actually really like. But once again, there's just something about Skyforge and DC Universe Online where when I press a button, it reacts how I expect it. And I genuinely don't know. Like, a really good example is the Wizard. You do these arcane bolts, but you press R1 and he does 3 arcane bolts, and then 3 more arcane bolts. And another good example is the Archer. You press one button and he does 3 bows. It's like, I get they're trying to go for something flashy, but I guess I would just rather press the button myself rather than him doing it a bunch of like weird shit without me actually doing anything. Or if it was one arrow, I pressed it again, one arrow, and then the end of it have it be a huge flurry of arrows. But when it's like, for some reason it detaches. I honestly don't know why, but it just does. So it's a weird experience for sure. But we'll get into some more video games in just a little bit, right after this quick break.
You might as well get used to this. Death to a spot. Here, healthy or sick. I gotta turn a deed away. And I know I'm choosing my own fate. And even if I was burned at the stake, I would reincarnate like a yogi in a low.
And we're back. Hello and welcome back to the button mashing.
Mashing butts,
mash, butt mash. Anyways.
Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes. Other than Bless Unleashed, yeah, I was getting into Call of Duty. I think I'm prepping, I'm prepping my body. Like, here I am, right? Oh, yeah. Get my body ready. Getting ready for that Blops cow. The Halloween event is annoying as fuck because I'm stuck at Superstore. Somehow, a moving fucking train was easier to get than fucking Superstore. Fuck you, Superstore.
Okay. This is literally, because that was my last one too. I thought the dam was going to be 26 matches. It took me to get the dam. I'm not going to get into that. It took even more to get Superstore, and I've renamed the Superstore to Stupid Store. Mm-hmm. I named the Lumber Lard because you can get a lot of crap out of there if you're not playing. If you're not playing to get those chests and you're playing it just to play it and you want to win, go to the Lumber Lard.
Yep.
But no, the Superstore is bad. And here's my tip. Wait for a map where it's an immediate drop in. If you have to fly there, people are going to beat you. I don't know how they do it, but they freaking beat me there if we have to fly to it.
That's true.
If we're flying right over it, drop in, no parachute, go not on the office side.
Yeah.
I got mine on the other side.
Yeah, even there, I feel like I find one fucking chest and then I'm dead because it is so fucking It is the twin tower, not twin tower. Oh, it is the tilted towers.
Crash and burn there, buddy.
Hey,
FBI
crash and
agent's
burn,
like,
really?
Hey, we need to
Was
listen to
that
this.
very-
Guys, we need to listen to this.
Okay.
It's FBI. FBI.
Oh,
FBI
yep.
listening. Yep.
But yeah. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So I've been having trouble with that. Now, let's get into some fun here.
No.
Oh my goodness. I'm so excited about this. I saw this and I'm like, what is this? What's going on? And I'm like, you know what? I think it's time to bring back the tried and true WTF this game is. Are you guys ready?
no.
Are you
No.
ready for this? You're really not. I'm just going to say it, okay? So in the chat, boom, in the chat, check that out. Get it ready, and then obviously I'm going to count it down 1, 2, 3 or whatever. And then, where the heck is my... son of a bee.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay.
Mommy, I'm scared.
Okay, are you ready, Nate?
Yep.
Okay, so this is Mom Hid My Game. Ready? Oh, wait. Let me get on the right menu. There we go. Okay, ready? Ah, God, I gotta get it. There we go. Why am I being an idiot, honestly? Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Oh god.
What?
The next day.
Where's my game?
ゲームがないママにゲーム隠された
What? It's right there. It's right there.
Why the fuck is he hiding behind the curtain?
That's mom.
That's his mom.
Oh, mom caught him. What the hell is that? Why is he fucking...
What?
This is a watermelon.
What the fuck?
No.
I'm confused.
No.
I'm so confused.
The best
No.
part is him, the watermelon. He's like, go.
He's
Oh!
like fingering the shit out of it.
He's like, I
All
did
right,
it. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Girls go up to him. What them fingers do? I'll show you, girl.
Oh God, what the fuck is this game? And this was the perfect game to return that segment because just why somebody made this?
I like the
okay,
soundtrack. I like the soundtrack. If that's anything,
and the one with his watermelon, like, is that his mom back here?
I think it is his mom in the back.
'Cause you got-
That is his mom
you got
behind
her-
the curtain.
Yeah, you got a foot there. Then you got the next one where you have to do it on the couch, and she's obviously right there. So you have to make sure maybe she's reading her book or something.
Well, okay, it's like Grounded. I played Grounded on PC, and Grounded is where you're grounded, obviously, and you have to sneak around your house and smoke a cigar 6 different times. Okay.
Okay.
Now, first off,
at the game. Sweet.
when you first spawn into the game, you're in your bedroom and you have a picture on your wall, and I swear to God, it changes every time. It's been Mark Zuckerberg. It's been Sal Volcano from Impractical Jokers. They have another little photo frame that's got Home Alone in it, and it changes to like Britney Spears. So like the photos constantly rotate.
That's
It's
funny.
creepy. But mom, when you're not looking at her, she stalks you.
Oh God.
So I had Alex play it. I played it. We put it on the show. It's a fun little game. This game reminds me of that, but a dumbed down PlayStation version. And
Well, it's
about
like a
Mom
Flash
Hid My
version.
Game.
Like, you remember back in the day when you were like in computer class, and you can go to www.miniclip.com.
Oh my god, dude. Game Sloth. Does anyone else remember
Yep.
Game Sloth?
Yep.
That's what
Yep.
it seems like, and it's just like, how is this a game? How is this? Look, okay, we have to search. Does this cost money? Because if this costs money, I'm sorry.
If
How
it's
do you?
$5, maybe. Like,
Even
could
then,
see
it's
that.
like, okay, let's see. PlayStation Store. It was like Mom Hid My, right?
Yeah, Mom hid my game.
Mom hid my virginity.
Oh, boo! Mom hid my game. There we go. PlayStation. Yeah, it's $5. It's $5 for this game.
All right, who wants to pitch in?
Right, like. Oh, there's one with cigarettes. Kevin,
So-
you were right.
Cigarettes.
You were right all along. Oh my
I was
God.
right. I was right all along.
So now from WTF game this is WTF this game is to WTF is this game coming out?
I don't want to talk about
Do you get it? Do you get it?
it. I don't want to talk
I was
about
waiting for Nate, like he had no reaction to me saying that.
Yeah, because I was like, are we still talking about this? And then I realized we were talking about. So yeah, I am genuinely interested to see where this conversation is going to go.
So what's getting delayed, Nate?
Cyberpunk, ta-da!
Ta-da.
Surprise.
When is it delayed till, Nick?
December 10th?
Yeah, December
Yep.
10th.
10th?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the question. It was already delayed. Okay, first it was October, then it was September, then it was November, now it's December.
Yep.
Why the fuck not just make it February or March?
Yep.
Yeah, I
Yep.
agree.
Yep.
What,
Yep.
Not only that, but when it was back in October, why not make it March or something to begin with?
Yep.
Okay, we've already talked about how people are having mandatory overtime because they're crunching. This game has gone gold. Okay, gold used to mean it was fucking ready. Okay, the fact that this game has quote unquote gone gold and is still somehow getting worked on. Now, obviously, we have games like Marvel Avengers, Fallout 76, Destiny, even, where it would come out and they would need to patch after patch after patch to make it work properly. I get it. I totally get it. But dear fucking God, cut the fucking umbilical cord. Like,
Well, and-
there's
and the
Perfectionist, and,
reason
then there's
the-
CD Project Red.
The cited reason the cited reason is process of testing 9 different versions of the sci-fi game while working from home.
True.
Because they're working from home now. So in that aspect, it's like, okay, they don't quite have everything they would need to make this a perfect game. So now it's got me concerned about quality of life as well as quality of gameplay.
Yeah.
Is this? I mean, are we gonna be looking at like a Justice League Batman thing, where it's like, you know, unfortunately, like change of directors to where it like not only made the movie suck worse.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
are we going to see that type of quality change?
True.
So,
Very true.
So from what I read, it has a lot to do with the Xbox One version of the game. Like,
Yay, it's not Sony's fault.
Yeah, it's not Sony's fault. So, and it. Here's the thing.
Damn core processors.
Going back to what I said at the very beginning, Cyberpunk is a game that to me is a next gen game. I am not going to
For
play
sure,
this
for sure.
until I put it in a next gen console.
That's fair.
it's it's so much more technical. Why would I not play it on the best? So maybe, you know, that has a lot to do with my thoughts on it, but
I think it's fair. I think that's a fair comment.
Because it's the
Yeah.
best.
so whenever I saw this was, you know, delayed, I'm like, this is literally going to be a game that people talk about for generations. I mean, that's the same way that The Witcher 3 was. So I understand.
It
the
hasn't
issue
been 4
entirely.
generations since Witcher. Da-doots.
Such a jackass. So like,
Punch him.
I completely understand the issues that they're having and what is going on. So I understand the delay. I feel like people who, like the people I've seen complaining, I feel like they have a point, you know, and kind of, I think where Nick was going to, the game has gone gold. Like, why is that not done?
Yeah.
And I'm of the mind it's like, delay the game until you can get it. And
Get it right so you're not releasing something
exactly.
broken.
And
Release it in
I trust
January.
CD Projekt Red.
That's
so
the
it's
thing.
one of
Why
those-
not release it in? You've already.
I agree with you. I
You've
agree with
already
you.
delayed it. Let's see. So it was October, then it was October. No, it was September, then October, then November. So 2 times already. It's already 2 times. It's already gone gold. You delay it 26 days or something like that. And like, I get a lot can happen in 26 days, but I personally would have rather it had gone like freaking 40 days. Get it into January. Make sure that people aren't literally breaking their psyche, making sure that this game gets out on time. Because you've already delayed it. Why delay it 26 games? I would much rather it come out January, 12th.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, no, I agree with Nate.
Did anybody get my reference? Do I have any true friends here?
No. What was your reference?
January, 12th. Nothing? Okay, never mind. It's okay. We'll move on. What's so fucking special about it? Nothing, Kevin. Nothing special about January 12th, okay?
Oh, fuck you. Happy birthday.
Whoop.
Nate has an excuse.
What's his excuse?
He doesn't know me that long. You've known me my whole life, since I was a little tadpole.
No, I haven't.
Shut up! Nobody knows! Anyways, but yeah, at this point, I think it's more frustrating that it was delayed for such a short amount of time than the fact that it was delayed, period.
No,
you know what I mean?
I agree.
I think that the fact that it was delayed as long as it was is a clear indication of, this is like COVID related.
But that's how long it was delayed before. It was in October, and then it got delayed to November. So they're just making the same mistake over and over again and expecting different results. It's the definition of insanity. If I ever told you the definition of insanity.
But here's the thing that's really bad. Corey Barlog, he had retweeted, I'm going to assume it was developer from CD Projekt Red, but someone had sent him, basically was like, hey, I know
Please
where you
help.
live. Release this game or, your family is gone.
Yeah.
And it's like, guys, no, we can't do that.
Yeah.
No.
It's bad enough when you do it to somebody who did an interview for a president. It's a whole nother thing when it's somebody doing a freaking game.
Yeah, when it's a game.
You shouldn't do it, period. Let me be clear about that. But it's like, okay, it's a fucking game, guys. Jesus Christ.
And I think that's where I'm at too. Is I am so stressed with everything that's going on right now. I don't have the mental capacity to be stressing about something like this when I know it's a game that I'm not even going to be playing until later on down the line. So
exactly.
I can't get upset about it. So I'm not going to say that people are invalid for getting upset about it because this is a highly anticipated game, but it's at the same time, it's I'm just worried about us dying on Halloween. I don't care.
You know what?
I don't
get upset. It's okay to get upset. Get upset. Get mad. This is the third time they've delayed it. Get mad. Okay? That's okay. God damn it, CD Projekt Red. Again, seriously? But to take it that extra step of messaging somebody and telling you're going to kill them. Okay?
Yeah.
That's just I can never mentally put myself there. I can never mentally put myself in the shoes of somebody who would do something like that. Where is your humanity? Where is your just...
Okay, here's my question. Okay? Sure, if you want to be upset about the delay, be upset about the delay. I personally am not. Here's my view on it. If you're cooking chicken in the oven and you pull the chicken out and it's not cooked all the way, are you going to eat the chicken and enjoy it? No, you're going to put it back in until it's done cooking. A video game of this capacity and of this magnitude, right? If it needs more time to marinate, let it freaking marinate, baby.
As we've seen with Watch Dogs Legion, it's got fucking issues.
Well, come on. How many games over the last, we'll say 5 years. 5 years alone.
Let's say generation.
No. I'm not going to say generation. Because when you go back to pre-PS3 days, right? When games released, most of them, if they had a bug, it wasn't bad. Most games were released as being completed. There was no updating. It was what it was.
Right.
I'm talking in the last 5 years alone. How many games were scheduled for release and were released either A, broken, or B, unfinished, and had to have a patch? You've already stated it. Had to have a patch to fix it later down the road. Or
you can't count it on two hands.
How many games have been receiving remasters to fix those bugs that weren't fixed in the primary release? We're talking Modern Warfare. We're talking a lot of games that are of high caliber that have the same type of push. So in my stance I do not want another broken game. If you want me to pay $60 for a game, it better be completed,
Yep.
and it better not have bugs.
Again, why I didn't pick up Avengers.
Yep.
Screw
Why
it.
I'm gonna wait.
Yep. That's no. You're smart. You're smart.
Yeah.
You're smart,
'Cause
Gary.
well, there's certain games I don't mind picking up day one. Like if it's Call of Duty, it's one of those I always pick up day one. But when I saw Avengers and I saw how it played, even on the demo, I was like, okay, I am waiting to play this on a much more powerful console, so I don't fucking throw my controller through my TV because of these frame drops or stupid bullshit things I shouldn't have to deal with. You know, but. Again, I'm not upset by this in the slightest. Take your time.
Yep.
This is one of those games that I want to get lost in. I'm ready to experience
Yes.
it. And it's also because I'm not like Witcher 3. Never personally played.
Yeah.
Kind of one of those that was too much in a way where it's like I can't really get lost in this right now. But,
Yep.
I really want to.
See, I haven't gotten lost in it either. I kind of ran into the same issue that you ran into on Odyssey, where it's like, I get on The Witcher, and I look at my mission log, and I'm like, fucking side quest, main quest, main quest, main quest. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna play something else.
Yeah. Yeah. It's both a blessing and a curse. That's why one reason when they came out and basically said that it's actually going to be shorter than Witcher 3, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's a good thing. Like, fucking sign me up, right? Of course,
Witcher 3 was long.
Right. There's going to be some people that, like, bitch and complain that it's too short. It's like, fuck off. Just fuck off, okay? Go back to your fucking hole. So, yeah, there's one game. Just damn the fucking shitter, as I would say, eh? Damn the fucking shit. Well, it's not damn the shit, but I'm just saying. Now that it's happened so many times, what are the odds that it gets delayed again? Because I would have said after the last time, no freaking way, especially because they told us that they went gold and they made this big deal about going gold, right? So what do you think are the odds?
I really don't know, honestly.
Is it worth even speculating?
Yeah, I want to say that they are going to hit it, but at the same time, I really don't know.
Yeah.
Like I cannot tell you for certain because we don't know. They've said, hey, we're not going to delay anymore, and they've delayed. Which again, totally fine. If you need to, it's fine. But like, I can't sit here and speculate what they're going to do. Like at this point, like I don't want to say without making a fool of myself.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, I think that's sort of my point, is the fact that like we can't speculate because it's so in the air. Yeah, and you said, didn't you say something about there was an update or something, Nate?
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys have checked your PlayStation app, whatever it is, but they pushed out an update basically for the PS5 version.
Okay.
I guess it just looks better. Like they've actually updated a lot. I think the biggest thing that got on my nerves about their fucking app is even what they did back in the day on the PS3 with the PlayStation Store is it was all like web browser based. Like
yeah, I hated that.
Some proprietary thing. So everything is baked in, and smooth animations. There's no like chugging that happens in it. I was pleasantly surprised. And one thing that's also cool, I don't know if you guys dealt with this, they've made everything to where it's just one app now. You don't have to have a messages app or a separate app for little things, but I can't really show it super well, but like
mine just loaded in.
Yeah, so like that's kind of
mine doesn't look like that.
The home screen. Well, you gotta go to the app store and probably manually.
Yeah, I went there. So it gives me the option to open it.
No, don't click the open tab, click on the app itself and then go into its description details. And in there is where it has it. And I just did mine and I'm going through the ready, set, play, buy, download, and install games to your consoles so they're ready to go when you are. You can do that directly from your phone now. Keep the conversation going. Message and voice chat with friends across PS4, PS5, and PlayStation app, all concealed into one app. And then don't miss a thing. Follow news and announcements from your favorite games. And that's right at the start screen, right?
Yeah,
That's the first thing you're going through.
and I think one thing that's super cool, like if you can see it on my phone, like on the home screen, it's basically showing like, hey, what I've recently played, but it gives you different tabs. So like
Oh, that's cool.
War and like Ghost of Tsushima and Assassin's Creed, and I can click to like, view the game, and it pulls up like the trophy list. And even,
Yes.
it's very intuitive, and I'm very impressed with it. But yeah, everyone's been blowing up.
I need an adult.
Sure.
You said I need to go to description?
Go to the Google Play Store.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm on the PlayStation app, and I have uninstaller open. So where do I need to go?
Well, it should give you the option to update. So if it doesn't, try uninstalling it and just installing it again.
Yeah, because for some reason it says last updated March 23rd, 2020. So yeah, here, I'll try uninstalling it. And then install. Hopefully that'll fix it. All right, I apologize, guys. It's like, I need an adult. It's not working for me. Like, I couldn't figure it out.
This is super freaking nice.
It is really, really nice. Now, kind of, because it's more on the train, do we want to save the whole PlayStation Plus lineup thing for Weekly Nerdy News? Or
Oh, no, we can talk about that.
that's a really fucking good lineup. So if you guys didn't see, which you should have seen it by now, but they released the lineup for PlayStation Plus's November games. And for PlayStation 4, we're getting Hollow Knight, one of the Hollow Knight editions, a game I've never played but heard good things. Shadow of War, which
I've played that. I've played that, and honestly, like, it's a good game. And the best part of it is we're getting it with the patch that takes out all the microtransaction bullshit.
Good. I was gonna say, I know Shadow of War had its issues, but like overall, it seemed like a really fun game.
My app is fucking up, guys. It still looks exactly the fucking same as it's always looked. So, anyways, move on. I'll figure it out later.
But yeah, no, Shadow of War, which is a great pick, like a great pick for a free PlayStation Plus game, because you can spend so many hours. And Bug Snacks. Bug Snacks.
Good, because there's no way in fucking hell I was going to spend money on that shit.
Yeah. So Bug Snacks has basically become this generation's Resogun, pretty much.
That's a good point.
So
I hope I can go on to PlayStation Online and queue that up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
I hope I can do that, because I'm not going to, like we've both established, we're not going to get a PlayStation until at least, like, I don't know, maybe March
I'm pretty sure
of
you'll
next
be
year.
able to. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to go to the store. So that is actually something that's interesting. So there's a couple different things. If you buy the game, if you spend money on the game,
I'm with you so far.
On the PlayStation 4, you'll get access to the PlayStation 5 version as well as the version you bought. Ooh. If you just do if you just subscribe and get the PlayStation Plus version on PS5, it's only the PS5 version.
Interesting.
So if you want to play it cross-gen and it is cross-save, then you're better off buying it. But if you don't care about it, you can just play it on PlayStation 5. But that's what I'm gonna do, because that's kind of what I did with Octodad. I didn't pay for Octodad, and I'm glad I didn't, because it's fun, but it's not like, I don't think it was worth like $20. Honestly.
Yeah, no shit, right?
So this looks fun, and I think that's a great PlayStation 4 memory that a lot of people forget, is when we didn't have a lot of games, but we had these just free games PlayStation gave us that were really quality games. So I'm kind of hoping for the same thing.
See, I thought about that the other day, about the transition from PlayStation Plus from PS3 to now, right? And how overall it's just a different, almost feels like a different market than what it used to be.
Pretty much.
But yet, you can guarantee that maybe not this month, but the next month we're probably going to get a nice AAA game, right?
Yeah.
So, and I think that's the trend going forward too for PlayStation Plus, is it's going to be one PS5 game, 2 PS4 games.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of how they did it. Like before, it used to be like 2 PS4s, 2 PS3s, and 2 fucking Vitas.
Yep.
Yeah. And they had VR in there sometimes.
Oh, that's true. I wish they would still do that, because there's so much shit that comes out for the PSVR. It would be nice to have a good thing. Did you see that PlayStation, or Sony rather, is going to be sending out dongles for the PSVR for PS5?
that's actually something I was going to bring up too.
Yeah.
What you'll want to do is go to the support page. I don't remember the exact link, but that's how you'll get the little dongle thing. You have to put in your serial code.
Right.
or your
But the
VR
fact that you're
unit.
getting it for free, essentially, like, that's
is
kind of
cool,
cool.
yeah.
Like, Apple, you motherfuckers, it's like, hey, how about on our next phone, let's just make this weird-ass thing and fuck headphone jacks. Nobody uses headphone jacks anymore. Instead, let's just make them have this dongle or these wireless things that at first didn't really work that well. They work fine now, but dear God.
Oh, they're amazing. Yeah,
So-
AirPods are amazing.
Yeah. So that's my question. So like, what do you mean we're getting the dongle for free?
So if you go to the PlayStation support webpage, you put in your serial number for your VR unit, and then they're going to ship you the dongle that connects the PSVR to the PlayStation 5. So it's not something you have to pay for, like a proprietary bullshit
Okay.
gotcha thing, basically.
Gotcha. I gotcha. Okay.
Were you just confused by the word dongle?
Yeah, for some reason I was hearing goggle. I was hearing goggle.
okay.
And like then you started saying dongle. I'm like,
Dog hole? Ew, that's gross.
Put it in my dog's hole. Oh,
dude.
I'm more of a cat hole kind of person.
Oh. No.
And that's the end of our show.
dog holes and cat holes.
Ew.
What's your views on animated movies animating buttholes of cats and dogs? Go.
The better question is whenever you're. Well, I don't know if I can say that.
Say it.
So it's a joking trend. It was something on TikTok. This girl made this TikTok that was like, "Girls, guys, look at our buttholes when we're doing doggy." And the conversation popped up. It's like, "Do you?" So I was gonna say,
Do you?
"Do you?"
Do I stare at a butthole? No.
You don't stare at the
Stare
butthole,
at the back of her head while I punch it.
no. You don't pay attention to that chocolate starfish.
Nope.
You don't like the good old stink regal view?
All right, well, while we're getting into it, that's one thing I don't like about POV porns. Why the hell are you looking at your vagina? I don't stare at the vagina when I'm fucking a girl.
It's like give me some different angles. Like look
I
up, look
want
down.
to.
Just don't
I
stare
would be
down.
staring at the boobies as they go up and down and looking at her face because her face lets me know faster, slower, left, right. Looking at her vagina doesn't do anything. But any POV porn, that's all they just look straight down. They're just looking like that does nothing for me. And especially the girls with like really flappity labias, it's like it's kind of gross. Like, let's just be honest.
I'm craving Arby's now.
We have the meats,
We have the meat, dude. I haven't had a
and
good
that
Arby's
is the end of
sandwich.
the show. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this graphic button mashing.
Butt mashing.
Right? This is graphic old butt mashing. Thank you guys so much. What game are you glad got delayed? That's a good question of the week. It got delayed, and thank God it did. Let us know down in the comments or any of these things down here. Any of our contacts down there, you can look at that. I was Nick.
And I was Nate.
And I'm Dakun Dog Kevin.
Kevin. All right, thank you guys, and have
All right,
a
Russ,
wonderful
peace,
day.
none
And I'm going to Arby's.
I just work a 9 to 5, building up these stacks. I'll be working on the block, building up these racks. I'll be working for the fam, here's a couple stacks. Exercise support.